What's up, guys? Today I'm going to do a little Linux tutorial here on Crontab, just a basic little rundown of Crontab. Now, if you have a MySQL database, if you're running like I say a LAMP server, and you want to automatically back up your MySQL database, actually Crontab can be used for anything. It's like a task schedule, and you can use it to do just about anything on your computer. But it's really good for actually backing up your MySQL data. Whether you can do that like weekly, monthly, daily, hourly, however you want to do it. It just depends on what you want. I personally back up my MySQL database daily, so that let's just say if your server were to crash, or for some reason somebody were to hack into your system, or whatever the hell the case may be, if you lose data, you have backups of it and you can restore your latest backup. Of course, you will always lose some data because you're going to have the data between the time that you lost your data and the last backup, but you won't lose all of it. So what you use for this in Linux is the cron tab. So if we just did an ls and then slash etc, and if we go up, you'll notice that there's a bunch of these little cron things right here. There's cron.d.daily.hourly.monthly. Then there's the cron tab. Now these are just folders. These are directories. And then the .weekly. And then there's the cron tab itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our text editor to edit this, to change some of the values in there, and to add new tasks. So just use whatever text editor you prefer. I use the sudo vi, the visual editor, or the vim, anyway. And then what we do is I just go slash etc slash cron, nope, sorry, slash cron. Are we in the wrong folder? It's slash etc slash cron tab. There we go. So you do that, and then what happens is it breaks open this little page here. And basically, I'll explain what all this means, all this jibber jabber, but this is what will come in the thing when you have it. This is what will come already loaded with the cron tab. And then this is the line that I added. So ignoring this for now, basically what these are just including all those directories that we saw earlier, the cron.daily.weekly.monthly, to do normal machine, routine processes. Linux already has processes prepackaged with it that it runs daily, weekly, and monthly. So that's what these are for. I would not ever I wouldn't recommend you delete these because it may make your system unstable, and Linux does need these to operate properly. However, you can just go ahead and throw on a new line down here of your own statement. You could also add in one of these directories, but what that would do is, let's just say I threw this line here, this command, in one of these, in the .daily folder. This command would be processed along with every other daily process at this time. This is the time that your process is scheduled to go for. So let me explain how this works. It says up here, you have it right here, the minute is what this is, the hour, day of the month, the day of the week, the user that is going to execute the command, and the command itself. And it's that simple. Now, you do have to be familiar with Linux commands in order to do this, so that you can type the command in here. But let's just go ahead and say, for me, I back my database up at the 5th hour of and 30th minute of every day. So at 5:30 a.m. every single day, I back up my database. Now this is a 24-hour clock. There's no AM or PM. It's not like you put 12:30 a.m. or anything like that. If you want to do it at 12 o'clock a.m., you're gonna put either a 0, or if you want to do like 11 o'clock p.m., you're gonna put 23 hours. It's military time, so you're not gonna put something like 11 p.m. or anything like that. It's not going to work. And then you have the 30 minutes. So this is the minute of the hour. This is the hour. and then right here is the day of the month. So I can say do it the 5th day of every month. So on the 5th of every month, if I put a 5 right there, it'll do it the 5th day of every month. Now I put a star right there, which means do it every single day. I can put the 5th day of every month, and then I can say also the specific month. So I can say 6 for June, and so if I put a 6 here and a 5 here, every June, every 5th day of June, it would run this command. So it would only do it once a year, because the 5th day of June only comes once a year, right? So and then so this would be anywhere valid up to like 31 days or whatever it is in a month, and this would be anywhere from 1 to 12 for the days of the month of the year. And then this is the day of the week. Now you're either going to have the day of the month or the day of the week set. You're never going to have really both of these set. If you say a specific month and then this day of the week, this day of the week means it's going to go only on that day of the week. So if we have, let's just say, this works from 0 to 6. 0 is Sunday, and 6 is Saturday. So Monday is 1, Tuesday is 2, so it'll be anywhere valid from 0 to 6. And that would make it run only on a certain day of the week. I have a star and a star and a star for the wild card, which means do it every day of the week, every month of the year, and every day of the month at 5:30. Now, the user that's running this, I have it as root. This gives it that extra privilege. And then what my command is, this is my command, so we just put a space and start typing out the command. So I'm using the mysql dump command, which dumps it. It dumps all the data in my database. And then I'm using the -u, which is the username of the MySQL user. Now, just so you guys know, this is not actual information from my MySQL database. I did change the username and the password for my MySQL database. This is just an example here, but so you would have -u space and then the username for the MySQL database user, and then -p, no space, and then the actual password of that MySQL database user. And you do have to type out the password, and it will show it in plain text, unfortunately. If you don't put the password and the username in there, it's not going to give you the privileges to access that MySQL database, right? My database name is Tech Geek Forms. This is the name of my database. So it's going to take all the tables and everything inside this database and just dump it. And it's going to put it into a file. And it's going to export that as a .sql file. And what this is doing is this is saying to dump it. And this little caret type of looking thing there, the greater than sign or whatever. And then you have, this is just the directory. It's actually a parent directory, so it's // and then mysql backup/backup, and then this is the name of the directory. It's under the directory mysql backup, and then this is the name that it stores the file as. So it says the name of the file that I have it storing it is backup_date, and then the name, and it shows the actual date. So it appends the actual time. This is to put the time. It shows the month, day, and year, and then it names it .sql. That's for the file extension. So it's naming it backup_date, and then it displays the actual date that it was backed up on. So that name is the file naming scheme that we have there, and of course .sql for the file. That is just an example of how you can back up your MySQL database. And like I said, guys, you can use cron for anything. I can literally, let's just go ahead and make a quick, let's go ahead and go insert, and we'll make a new quick little Crontab command real quick here, just to show you guys how simple it is. So if I said 0, this means it's going to do it at 6 a.m. every day. If I go star, whoops, you do have to put a space between them, guys, star, they will change different colors. And I'm going to run this command under the root user, and then all I'm going to do is, you could do any command you want. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a specific command. I can say copy the, I could say copy the var/www directory to, and anywhere. I could say copy. Oh, you'd have to use, if you're going to copy a directory, of course, you'd have to make it reclusive. But then you could copy it to slash backup, let's just say. And what this command would do is it would literally, at 6 a.m. every day, copy this folder, this whole directory, into this folder. So you can run any command you want. As long as it's a valid Linux command, you can run it. And I'd recommend you test it first. So you change your time here to a minute that's just about to happen, like 2 minutes from when you actually make the file. And then just save the command and check to make sure it is actually running properly. And if it is, then put it back to the time you actually want it to run the command. That way you know that you typed the command properly and that it works. So then we're just going to go ahead and hit escape, colon, and then W to write and Q to quit. I'm just going to hit Q to quit because I don't want to save any changes, because the file I have already works perfect. So let's go ahead and escape, Q, exclamation point, saying that I'm sure I don't want it to save. And then if we go, I'll show you guys that folder. If I go to slash mysql backup, and then I list it, and let's go ahead and ls. And these are all the files, so that we can see that it's backup right here, just like the naming scheme that we made. And it says 09/02 of 2013. So these are this is the month, this is the day, and this is the year. So it literally backs it up every day and names the file based on the day that it saved the file. And then it makes it a .sql file. So if my MySQL database ever did get, if it ever had a problem, I could restore one of these backups that it backs up daily, and it would be okay. And if you really wanted to get crazy, let's just say very secure, you could also write another Crontab schedule to take these specific files on the server and move them to, say, another server. So you could use the copy command and back these files up daily to another server or to, an off-site storage. That way, if the server were to for some reason get damaged or whatever, and all the data on that server was damaged, you would have it backed up off-site or somewhere else besides that server. That's pretty much it for how you can back up your MySQL database automatically every day. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little tutorial of Crontab. And if you guys want some more tutorials, go ahead and head over to my website, thehackhub.com, and make some requests. I enjoyed doing these. I hope you guys found this useful, and like always, guys, have a good one.